Hello, my name is Muhammad Haji Aswawi Rosmadi. Okay, today me and my group will present about a video about the power of government and relationship between state and federal government. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, we proceed with our group members. Okay, the first one is Muhammad Haji Aswawi Rosmadi, which is me, and then the second one is Nur Shamimi binti Anwar, and the third one Farah Nazira binti Misri, and the last Sharifah Nabila binti Sidhul. Alright.
Hi, my name is Nur Shamimi binti Anwar. So my team will explain about the powers of the government. So this is an introduction for the powers of the government. Malaysia practices a parliamentary democracy and constitutional democracy, where the powers of the people is conveyed through the parliament, which in turn delegates its executive power in the cabinet. So this is a more explanation about the parliamentary democracy and constitutional democracy. So next, it is a separation of powers. The concept of separation of powers is applied at both federal and state, where it is to ensure that there is nobody in the government should have absolute power, means that those in the legislature should not be involved in executive or judiciary matters or vice versa. So the objective of separation of powers is to ensure a just and fair government as well as to avoid injustice. So this is a concept of separation of powers. Next is the legislative power. Legislative power is the power to make new laws or to amend or repeal existing laws, to levy taxes or to change existing taxes, and to sanction expenditure of public money. So this is some article that explain more about legislative powers. What is it is about. So first, it is Article 44 of Federal Constitution, where the Parliament makes law applicable to the Federation as a whole. Next, it is an article of 45 of Federal Constitution, where it is a composition of the Senate, where there is two members are elected from each state, 2 members from the Federal Territory of Labuan and Putrajaya, and 40 members that shall be appointed by the YDPA. In Article 46 of Federal Constitution, it is a composition of House of the Representative that shall consist of 222 elected leaders. And lastly, under its schedule and Article 71 of Federal Constitution, the legislature of the state shall consist of the ruler of the house, which is the Legislative Assembly.
Alright, for the executive powers, okay, what is the meaning? The meaning is in number 1, power to formulate policies, which is implemented by the governmental administrative agencies. So, in the Article 39 Federal Constitution, they say that vested in the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and accessible by him or by the cabinet led by the Prime Minister. Okay. So, in the Malaysian Constitution, Prime Minister must be member of the House of Representatives. Okay. So, they say that he is in your opinion of the Prime Minister must be in opinion of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and he is in command the confidence of the majority in Parliament, which means that in the Parliament there are about more than 50%, which means the majority of the Parliament support him as the Prime Minister. So in the Article 43 Federal Constitution, the Cabinet shall responsible to the Parliament, and the PM is chosen from the member of either House of the Parliament. So, what is judicial powers? Okay, first is the power to hear, determine the civil and the criminal matter between two parties, and to pronounce on the legality of any legislative or executive acts and procedure. Okay. Judicial powers in Malaysia. This is the vested in the Superior Court and Subordinate Court. Okay. Just now is under Yang di-Pertuan Agong, now is vested in Superior Court and Subordinate Court. Okay. The Superior Court. The Superior Court have Federal Court, the Special Court, the Appeal Court, High Court of Malaysia, and High Court of Sabah and Sarawak. Okay, so we see the Subordinate Court, we have Session Court, Magistrate Court, and Court for Children. Okay. Federal Court, highest authority. So, alright, okay, here is the Malaysian judicial structure in the pyramid. So,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farah Nazira binti Misri. So I will continue to present about the relationship between federal and state government. Okay, for the first one is in terms of legislative power. So what are the relationship between federal and state government? Under Article 74 of the Federal Constitution stated that the Parliament may make laws on any matters listed in the federal list or concurrent list, or as otherwise provided by Constitution. So there are three types of lists, which are federal list, concurrent list, and state list. Under state, state legislative may make laws on any matters listed in state list or concurrent list. So concurrent list is referred to the power that can be considered by both, which is federal and state. So next is under Article 75, stated that both state and federal government empowered to enact matters in concurrent list. However, if there is any state law which is inconsistent with the federal law, thus the federal law will prevail. Next is under Article 76. The Parliament may make laws on any matters as listed in state list, but only for these three matters. So for the first one is implementing any treaty, agreement, convention between federation and other country. If there is any agreement involved between federal and state, so the Parliament has a power. The second one is to promote uniformity of law between two or more states. When the matter involves more than two states, so the federal will take over the law. The last one is the state request for it.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Sharifah Nabila binti Said Hood. I will continue to explain about executive relationship. This is under subtopic relationship between federal and state government. So, let's start. Basically, executive has power to formulate policies which will be implemented by the governmental administrative agencies. For your information, there are several articles under Federal Constitution that stated and explain about executive relationship between federal and state government. Alright, now we look at the Article 80 of Federal Constitution. In this article, it stated that federation can make law based on federalist or concurrent list. It also states that state can make law based on state list and concurrent list. Federalist here means matters which are under purview of Parliament. Now, we move to the next article, which is Article 80 subsection 2. At federal government level, the executive may make new law on all matters approved by the Parliament. Similarly, with the executive of state government has the authority over all matters approved by the state legislature. But in certain circumstances, the executive of the federation can extend their power to the state matters. Executive authority of federation does not extend to matters on state list except for conducting inquiries, survey, statistic collection on state matters as stated under Article 93 of Federal Constitution. It also explained under Article 94 of Federal Constitution stated that assisting states in conducting research, provision and maintenance of experimental and demonstration station, give of advice and technical assistance, provide education, publicity, demonstration of resident of any state subject. Next is Article 95 of Federal Constitution, which is inspection of state activities. The executive of the federation can inspecting any department or work of a state government for report purposes. Next, executive relationship between federal and state government explained under Article 81 of Federal Constitution. Obligation of state towards federation in terms of executive authority is to ensure compliance with federal law applying to the state. And the second one is not to prejudice the exercise of executive authority of federation.